Justin West from Podcast Portugal. What if the future of wellness grows in a mushroom farm in central Portimão? In this episode of Podcast Portugal, Claudia, founder of Gribb, explains how certified organic functional mushrooms, urban farming, sustainability, and science-backed nutrition are reshaping the wellness industry while creating a more transparent and environmentally friendly, responsible future. So, Claudia, a big warm welcome to you.
Hello.
Fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, real warm welcome. So, Claudia is the founder of Gribb with her partner, Jon. I think that's the right pronunciation.
Yes, correct.
Great. And let me ask you a question. What first sparked your fascination with fungi and ultimately led you to the creation of Gribb?
So we were already taking functional mushrooms. We were living in London for a part of our lives. And Ian got fascinated by fungi during the COVID because we were working from home, and he just stumbled upon an article about mycelium and how we could change the way we do everything in our lives, from construction to sound protection to everything. And he started digging, and in the next day he came up to me, okay, so we cannot do anything now in our normal jobs. What about we go back to Portugal and we do something different? And I was like, what? Because we were already 6 years in London, our careers were well established, and was like out of the blue that he had this idea. So he said, well, I'm going to pitch you, and you're going to understand the business that I'm seeing about fungi, because we already know the functional mushrooms, we take them, but is even further than that, is beyond that concept. And he made a pitch, he convinced me, and we started with the idea of firstly to grow gourmet mushrooms like oyster mushrooms that we knew that the hospitality industry would use, because Ian was working in the hospitality field. But then when we arrived to Portugal and we started growing the gourmet mushrooms, there was a need in the market for the functional mushrooms, because it was not well known as it was in London or in other European countries. And we saw here an opportunity to start being more direct Gribb more into the functional mushrooms side. And 3 years ago, we dropped the gourmet mushrooms and we dedicated and studied everything about functional mushrooms. And here we are still with them. It was we were the first brand in Portugal, and we still are the first certified organic urban farm that grows only mushrooms. And has been an amazing journey, because now we see more and more people and brands embracing the functional mushrooms world.
That's amazing. And look, I have a couple of questions from that opening. That's really nice. And one of the things is more like a statement. Actually, is that COVID did seem to inspire a lot of people to be more creative in their life choices. It's a very fascinating time. And then the next thing is really the only knowledge that I have about mushrooms, or even growing mushrooms, is from I think it was Jamie Clarkson's a farm where he was growing mushrooms in a bunker, and he did very well.
Oh yeah.
So for someone who is completely new to the subject, what exactly are functional mushrooms, and why are they becoming so popular?
So a simple way that I explain, for example, is they are functional mushrooms because they help you function. So the thing is, every mushroom we have in the world, they have bioactive compounds. And depending on that compound, they can help you and help your body in certain and particular situations. For example, reishi has 3 terpenes that will help you with your nervous system. The lion's mane has ericinin and ericinones that will help your brain function. So each one of them has a compound that is specific to them that will help in our health and in our wellness, not as a drug, but as something that is that compounds through time. So it's the same as herbs. So we are more familiar nowadays, and since forever almost, with herbs that they do help us as ashwagandha, valerian root. So is the same happens with the functional mushrooms, and some of them we already know them because we cook them. For example, shiitake mushrooms or maitake or even lion's mane, but others they are only in specific for medicinal use. For example, as reishi, because there is like it has a woody feel and a woody flavor. So
Okay, that's amazing.
basically, is that it?
I think I have heard of lion's mane. I think I've seen it in the nutrition shops, like lion's mane powder, and
Yeah,
for
is
sort of
is
optimal.
one of the most well known.
Mm. Yeah, there's a lot of hype in the wellness industry, and how can consumers separate science from marketing?
Yeah, so that is a very big question, and it's something that we still battling still about it, because it's very important that things are clear and transparent. So the person needs to know where and how they are grown, because mushrooms they absorb anything that they grow on. For example, if they are grown in the wild or if they are grown in dirt, the dirt can have heavy metal, so that needs to be analyzed and prevented to go to the mushroom. Also, to know if there are tests being done, the time that they are growing, if it's the baby mushroom that is called the primordia, or if it's the fully grown mushroom. Also read the label, because sometimes we see, oh, this product is certified organic, but there's always is an image that is a green leaf, and always a number. So we always need to look for a number. In our case is PTBO10, because it's a Portuguese company that certifies us. And most of brands, we look at the label, we see the little green leaf, but we don't see the number. So that one is the big flags that we need to look up.
Okay, that's super important, and that's something probably a lot of people don't know. Because these days it's
Yeah.
becoming so important where our food comes from and the sourcing, and the supplement industry is kind of notorious, possibly not so much in Europe, but elsewhere in the world, notorious for mislabeling or not having correct labels, or even having other elements in the supplement that's not supposed to be there. I'm talking from like an
Exactly.
athlete's perspective, and banned substances sometimes creeping into their things like creatine monohydrate and things like that. So
Exactly.
I've got two questions there. Firstly, like why Portugal? Why didn't you grow mushrooms in the UK? And then the next question is, you sound very scientific in how you speak about this. What is your background personally?
So we're going to start with the first question. We didn't grew in UK because we have a little boy, so he was 2 years old at that time, and we were thinking that he should know his family and be closer to family, even for us, because we were alone, just the three of us in the UK. And as the opportunity came up, and we saw there was no one in the market here in Portugal, and even less in the Algarve, we decided just to move abroad, to come back home, basically, because Portimão was always home, and bring our knowledge and everything we learn in London, bring it to our new venture.
Nice.
And me, yes, I'm a bit or a lot scientific. My background is optometry,
Okay.
so I'm an optometrist.
What is that? I don't know what that is.
So he's an eye doctor.
Ah, okay.
So
My goodness, that is so funny that I started off this saying that I can't see anything. No, I went to the. You're going to hear this all the time now. I went to the people that test your eye in the. I'm really sorry. I'm not very good with these
It's
with
okay.
doctoral terms, but the people that test your eye in the pharmacy, like Wells. And
Yeah.
I sat in front of this big machine, and like people do, you have different little screens, and they ask you to read numbers and letters and things.
Mhm.
And I did this test, and the lady just looked at me and shook her head. She said, "You need to book an appointment with a doctor, because this machine is not powerful to understand what's going on with your left eye."
Oh
So
gosh.
yeah, I know. So, and I, of course, you know what it's like. That was like 6 months ago, and I haven't got around to booking the appointment, and my left eye is just getting worse and worse and worse.
Oh no.
And I can't, you can't just buy glasses off the shelf that work. I mean, I have to close one eye, and it's just a nightmare at the moment. And
Yeah.
I work a lot of the time as a surf coach with analyzing video of people surfing. So you can imagine I'm sat there,
Oh, so you really need.
yeah, in front of a screen, like covering one eye and trying to, yeah. So yeah, it's really difficult. It's really difficult to find, to book appointments, and I'm just always a little bit slow with that. But anyway, enough of my eye story. But okay, that's interesting. That's why I understand that you're speaking in quite a nice scientific way, which is great, which is great.
Yeah.
And how I suppose like the mushrooms you grow them on a farm. I don't suppose they take up much space. I mean, or do you grow them in a basement, or what is the sort of farm setup for mushrooms?
So we are in the city center. So it's an old building. We have two levels on the side, and on the basement we grow them, and we don't need space, so we need height because we are a urban farm. Our farming is vertical, so we have a lot of shelves from the floor up to the ceiling, and all our mushrooms grow there. And then we have the growing rooms that are the same layout. So we don't do in landing, so we don't do ground space. We just need height, and it's all in the basement. It's all controlled environment with dimmed lights, a lot of humidity. Depending on the mushroom, they can grow at room temperature. Others need to be a bit cooler, and others a bit more not so cold. So a middle field for them. And we have the lab as well next to the growing.
That's amazing. That is such a cool enterprise, and I bet it's really interesting to look around there. I bet it's really
Oh
really
yeah.
interesting. I bet it's so cool. And what a beautiful, what a nice surprise. I love to hear new businesses and really new ideas, and
Thank
it's
you.
part of the reason why I do this podcast is because I often find in Portugal we have so many really unique and great things going on, but people don't always hear about it. Or the right people with some money in
Exactly.
their pocket to buy or to invest. And I think well, possibly more from the Portuguese world, but I think from the English-speaking world, perhaps there is a little bit of a gap between people that live here and want to find out about these types of things, and the producers and the people that are making these things and ideas.
Okay.
So we're trying to bridge that gap. So how do people get in contact with you, and are you supplying direct, or do you supply particular pharmacies or nutrition shops, or how does it work? You buy online, or
Mhm. So when we start promoting our business in markets. So we would cover all the Algarve and little markets, organic or seasonal markets to show our brand, and then we start building our online store. So we deal mostly with direct to consumer because I know it's a more virtual world nowadays, but I'm still very a people's person.
yeah.
So being direct to consumer allows me to be closer to people and also provide a better customer service than not being this close. And then we start having business partners. We do have a lot across the Algarve, and then we have in Lisbon, in the UK as well, Denmark. We're gonna have soon in Ireland, and but mostly is through our website.
Okay, and they're basically sort of distributors, or they're sort of reps, or how do they work? I'm just thinking. I'm trying to wonder how if you've got somebody that's a shop that wants to supply your goods, or if it's just an individual.
Yeah, it's
How do they?
shops.
Okay, perfect. Okay, that's great. That's nice.
Yeah,
Okay,
we are now dealing with a distributor, but we are more with small
yeah, it's
businesses
tricky,
that
isn't it?
contact us. Yeah,
It's tricky because then
yeah,
you have economies of
it's very
scale, and you have to consider the
yeah,
margins, and yeah, I think there is something to be said
exactly.
with being a little bit more, personalized personalized service, and a little bit more,
Hmm.
individually treating people. If your profit margin is there as well as a business, I think there is definitely room for that. People get so sick and tired of everything being online and not being able to contact anybody and customer services.
Yes, and to speak with someone.
Yeah.
Because, and it's funny because sometimes, of course, something happened during the travel of a parcel and it gets all ruined, and the customer already contacts us in a way that thinking that we're not going to help them. And then we say, no, that's fine. We're going to ship another one for you. And the people are like, okay, really? Are you sure? Yeah, this is customer service.
Nice.
So it's funny to see that they are not used to that kind of service.
Yeah. And what sort of response have you got from nutritionists or dietitians? I'm trying to think of all of the people in the industry that perhaps could recommend your products and
it's
create
very
some
good.
kind of collaboration.
We work with functional nutritionists as well,
Brilliant.
and also with therapists that deal with children, and veterinarians as well. That they are more holistic, and the feedback is amazing. And as well at the personal level, we also have some clients that buy from us because they are dealing with more serious health problems, and they feel a difference not only in the problem that they have, but also how they feel and how they deal with stress and with the problem.
Brilliant. And I think what we'll probably do, I think in the podcast, in the show summary from the website, I can actually drop in some links to some studies, because it's always the thing, right? If you're, it's very important. People can say things, but I often find in the health world, nutrition world, people really like to read the studies and read the science, and I can put some links onto that if you can recommend some. That'll be awesome. But and so your husband, your partner, is pronounced Ian or Ion? Is he Portuguese or is he from?
He's Moldovan. He's from Moldavia.
Okay. Now I understand now, because the name was not Portuguese, and it wasn't, and the spelling is not English. So I was wondering.
I know.
Nice. Okay, now I understand. And sort of, do you have sort of, where do you get the knowledge surrounding the medicinal mushrooms? And, you obviously have some research with the modern scientific stuff, some papers. But do you also look into the traditional knowledge? Is there traditional old wives' tales, we call it in English? Is there some old grandmas in Portugal that sort of recommend certain mushrooms for certain things, or is that just sort of tales?
Sadly, we didn't add that knowledge to go to. We had an organization that I think is from Alentejo too, that did send us some papers about old mushrooms that are from Portugal specifically.
Okay.
But those ones we are trying to grow, but is different because they are not easy to replicate to grow in a lab.
And so when you say you have a lab, like you're testing these mushrooms as well, or you're testing sort of how they grow. Wow, that's amazing.
Exactly. So we check every step of the way. So from the mother culture until the inoculation, spores, and everything, every step of the way to the finished product. We also test them in house, and we send to an external lab also to confirm that everything is perfectly fine with the growing and with the nutritional facts and everything.
Yeah. Do you dry them? How is the packaging work? Do you sort of, are they dried or crushed or powdered, and do people mix them with things? And how is the presentation?
So the presentation is in powder, capsules, tinctures, and also beverages.
Okay.
So if you like to do your ritual in the morning, if you already do your smoothie, the powders is the best option because you can mix them with anything, with any herb that you're already taking. With creatine, for example, as well, you can mix it all. The capsules is easy on the go because they are also vegan, so no problem for vegan and vegetarians diet. and it's easy because it's already pre-measured, no hassle, no problem. The tincture is 1 pipette. Is the one format that can be put people off because of the flavor, because it's more intense.
Mm-hmm.
So you actually feel the potency of the liquid.
What do you
And
do?
the
You sort
beverages
of put a drop under your tongue or something like that?
is a full pipette,
Mm-hmm.
or 20 drops, because sometimes the pipette doesn't fill up as it should, so we count 20 drops, and it can be under the tongue or can be in the mixed in water, mixed in a juice, mixed in the morning coffee as well. But needs to be refrigerated. We recommend to be refrigerated because of the summer here in Portugal. That is too much heat.
Yeah.
So being refrigerated preserves it best. The beverages, we have cacaos, coffee, and alt coffee that has no caffeine at all. And these ones, they are really easy to enter in the routine, because people already take a beverage. They prefer beverage, either is a coffee or an alternative or a cacao. So it's easy to add that beverage, but with benefits. So it's like you swap your normal coffee for one that gives you as well a calmer nervous system. It doesn't give you the jitters. It doesn't give you the crash. So it's easy. It's a very versatile catalog that we have.
Brilliant. I'm looking at your website now. It's really beautiful, really nicely laid out, very clear. I'm also noticing you have an app. It says download the Gribb app. What does that mean?
Yes. Yeah, we launched I think 2 weeks ago. And this app was made because of the need of some of our customers, that they needed to be reminded to take their supplements. So they didn't want to miss it, but they wanted something to remind them. And we say, okay, let's look into that, but let's add something more interesting. What about if you're new to functional mushrooms? If you don't know anything about functional mushrooms, we'll log in. It will ask you a few questions like how you feel, how is your sleep, what do you need more support, what is bothering you, and we will create a ritual for you based on your answers, and you will see our full catalog. If you have any doubt, if you're not sure, you also have our chat there, and our blog articles are always there. I'm always publishing articles, all with references of studies that
Hmm.
the person can read through the blog, and then if they are not sure, have a question, they can see exactly the articles that are they are matching the blog. And you have soundscapes, because when you are, imagine, okay, I'm stressed out, and I'm taking reishi in the morning, but I'm gonna do some meditation, but I don't know what sound to choose. And our app will give you, you will have a playlist of 186 songs, and you will also have one that is designed for you for that moment. For example, this morning I'm gonna take reishi, and I have a small meditation of 3 minutes, just a soundscape that will help me start my day with ease. So that is the main goals of our app.
Wow, that's really cool. And can I ask, like, who does your marketing and your website and everything? It's really well laid out and very clear, very
Thank you.
nice, beautiful photography and branding, and the whole packaging is super professional and really nice. I mean, how did you
Thank
go
you.
about doing that? That's really impressive.
Yeah, it's me. So
Really?
I do it. Yeah.
Is it on Squarespace or something?
No, it's on Shopify.
Ah, okay. Wow, it looks so good.
Yeah.
And you take all the pictures as
Thank
well.
you. Yes, everything. So we spend days doing the pictures and doing
Surprised.
everything, but yeah, I just love it. I
Yeah.
just discovered a new world
Yeah, new
when I left
passion.
optometry. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little bit like that as well. Doing this podcast, I really, whenever I get an idea, I sort of build a website first, and that helps consolidate the idea. Yeah, it's quite fun. It's really fun. And I love doing all the design, but yours is actually really, really nice because it's so clear.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very cool. I really enjoy seeing entrepreneurs do their stuff, and I really want to congratulate you on your product, and I really hope and pray for you for the utmost success in your venture, and both of you. And I'm definitely going to try to get some of your stuff at some point, and I'm going to try. I'm looking here at longevity kit. It's something that I'm always concerned about, and you actually have it on a discount as well. So that looks good to me. So
nice.
a big thank you. And so what I'm going to do in the show notes, I will leave a direct link where people can. I think I'm just going to leave the website because everything is there, from the app download to the community, to the shop, to all the information through the blogs, and I think it's really cool and very informative. So for the listeners there, it's gribbworld.com. That's spelled GRIBBWORLD.com. Claudia, thank you. Thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure.
Really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and keep in touch. Any new news you've got, just drop me a WhatsApp message or something, and keep me posted with how you're doing. Okay.
Will do.
All right.
Will do.
Take care.
You.
Thank you so much. This is Justin.
Thank you.
This is Justin West from Podcast Portugal signing out, and I hope that I definitely really recommend that you try all of these different fungi supplementations. Their science is really quite impressive, and the evidence is there. You've got everything from brain powder kits to longevity to maximum performance to balance. It's part of that holistic lifestyle that everybody is looking for in Portugal at the moment, to a balance of stress and work and interests and family and sunshine and beaches and nature. And what you eat here in Portugal is fantastic. And now, what we can supplement our food with through really cool entrepreneurial projects like Gribb with Claudia. Okay, this is Justin West, out.
Walking past another conductor makes me want to build a fusion reactor. Starting just with the basic switch, connecting poles and energy. Mom says focus on geography, all the things I can learn with that machine. I need some fuel, I need a monster now. I'm the last to come, the cloud. Won't you go, star friend? Don't let it get burned. Don't let it get burned. Don't let it get all the way downtown with a little bit of luck, a little bit of luck. I'm gonna level up one day. I'm stuck with March, the fellow man. It's keeping me from my romance, testing history, the mystery of the century. Stop the train, I'm getting out. Stop the train, I'm getting out.